I have a theory that this image right here is actually the wax fruit. The reason is, if you closely inspect and you look at his arm, does not look like wax is growing on his arm, like there's some kind of like sticky substance is growing on his arm, paws. It looks like that. And like honestly, the wax fruit has been in development for long. We have old sneak peeks in the past where they've been working on and they made a full form for the wax. And wax is probably gonna be the kind of fruit that has forms like, you know, maybe like Tory, because you know it's gonna have. I mean, I've seen one of the sneak peeks and it looks pretty cool. Okay, it looks very good. And so if they just, you know, keep working on and release the wax fruit, honestly, that will not be, you know, a bad, you know, their fruit, because the wax is a good fruit. You know, if they make it as good along with the dark fruit that's coming, two very good fruits and interesting fruits right now. So this is the newest sneak peek I guess we've gotten. It's from the developer called the Noob, who posted this image I think yesterday, where it's basically her character or his character basically, you know, having this her hand like grow some, like it's similar to mochi kind of, but it's not at the same time. It's like the hand grows but doesn't grow fully, and then like it's like a worm hand. I can't really explain it, but I believe this to be wax. It's wax growing from one end to the other, and hopefully that's the case. If they just make it white, arm white, it just looks like wax, to be honest. And it's like could be a wax punch, you know, which would be good. You know, it would be good to wax punch, and there could be a wax form, like a transformation for wax, you know, and all that stuff. And the ultimate could be, you know, you put people in a wax, you know, castle, I guess, wax prison, whatever it's called. But it happened in the anime. I do remember in One Piece, the wax guy used some kind of like wax thing. So yeah, as for the reason we're getting so many sneak peeks recently, it all has to do with, you know, how the new change to update. So we will be seeing a lot more newer updates, I mean new sneak peeks, because now they're showing us their work while they're working on it, so they won't be like holding it out or whatever. Now they just released it. It's just random pictures of whatever they're working on, which is why we have gotten 3 sneak peeks actually in a day, I guess in a day or 2 days, which is like a lot. You know, 3 sneak peeks in 2 days. Usually get like once every in a while, right? Maybe once every 3 days, you know. And now we're getting once every, you know, and every day, a lot every day. So it's like the reason is they change how the updates work. Now they're dropping them, so the things they're sneak peeking might be coming out a lot sooner, so they're not scared to show the sneak peeks and when they get finished with them. So for, I guess, update 5, we know that we'll be getting hopefully dark fruit, which I believe 100%, but the wax fruit is kind of like 50-50. It could be wax, it could be another thing, you know, but I believe it to be wax. It could be anything else though. So it's for update 6. We are now confirmed, again not confirmed, but we have like a high chance that we'll be getting dark, and then a low chance, I guess, that we'll be getting wax as well. And hopefully we'll get another fruit as well, and we get to see how many fruits we get. Do I personally, you know, care about the fruits in the updates? No, to be honest. I care more about the dungeons, the game modes. I care about the end game, because fruits are not special, you know. Fruits are not crazy. Like, fruits are cool, you test them out once, and then like when you test out all the music, you use them, you get kind of tired of them pretty quickly. But for the stuff like dungeons, game modes, that's what matters, like the battle royale mode, the new dungeon. If they add both of those and add mobile, all of those are important to me personally. Honestly, this, hopefully they keep pushing. I feel like most people are happy about this over time updating thing, where they just drop anything they work on as soon as they're finished with it. So if they're done with their fruit, they just release it immediately and push out the, you know, their fruit. They don't like stall and hold on to their content until 8 months later and say, here you go. Now they, you know, just I'm done with their fruit, okay, next project, you know, I'm done with this, next fruit. And I feel like that will make people happy, because they get to test something out. So if it goes a month, you get to have 1 fruit a month, let's say. You know, this month you get a wax fruit, and you can just play around with the wax until the next month where you get the dark, and then you play around with the dark for a month, until all the time, until they release everything. And that makes it so people stay around, because they keep getting stuff that they get entertained with. They get a little bit of content that they can experience over time. and that's good. I feel that's what you should be updating, and if they follow the vote, they should be doing that right now. So I want to say check the video I made yesterday where I was talking about the dark fruit.